Just got to finish cleaning this one up real quick. Tried to do some of it earlier. It was on a nice white background, so it was easy to isolate, easier. It still always leaves this tiny edge. So it'll take me a few minutes. This is from someone in my Discord, and I'd seen this for a while, and he finally took a picture today. And I have so much stuff to do, but I was like, you know what? I've been out of streaming for a bit. I'm like, I gotta practice, so I'm just gonna grab one and do it for fun. I'll be streaming tomorrow too, and Wednesday. I gotta have it all cleaned up before I start these videos, because it's probably the most anticlimactic start to a video ever. Usually they're always like starting with some hook. Mine is like a slow trace around. There, that's better compositionally. I gotta clean it up a little more. Like, I went to do this, like I select, sometimes I will select just the model so I can work on inside that selection. But see, if I leave it with this edge and select it, then when I apply the effects, they also apply to this edge. And that kind of really ruins the depth and stuff. So as much as I try to get around it quick, you still got to pretty much trace around everything. I'm just trying to clean up some of the spots where I think it'll really be troublesome. I think it was mostly that, his head. The stuff on the bottom, I'll put more smoke and whatever, and I'll kind of half cover it up, but the head needs to really pop. That's pretty much like the first step. I'm gonna do some. I gotta break the process down. So I want to do some short videos that kind of really break through the steps. And this is probably the most important one. After you choose the background color, which I'm really not set on this background color, so maybe I should look into changing it some, but I do kind of like it. And then once you put the multiply layer on, and then you add some highlights, it really already puts it in the environment. And I think that's most of the battle. Once you can, and I think for my mind too, once I can kind of see it, it's like okay, I can see a start of it, and it gets it like more rounded. I push that, just the front more. I wanted to push the front out so it really starts looking like it's coming at you. Now I know I'm going to put a blast out of the big barrel, so I'm just going to put it in now to start spotting the light. Too bright. That's a good start. I'm just on a overlay layer. I find overlay layer with a light brush is a, well, is it the light brush? Light pen. You can use the brush too, but that's kind of the layer you can see where I'm punching up the highlights. So I'm kind of using that same color for the blast, and I'm just trying to reflect it, you know, make it look like it's lighting up the side as if this was firing. I want to keep some of it in the dark because it's got the cool green lights and stuff on it. So I want to make the lights kind of pop in the dark a bit. So I need to leave some of it dark. So I don't want to get too crazy with the light. There, I got some of the green light in, got some of the gun flash in. Gotta look on this. So some of these, they got the nice red over here, so I want to put, you know, some of that popping. I like how, so I got the bright gun blast on one side, and I want to use kind of another color on the other side, almost like the classic movie, you know, orange on one side, blue on the other. a lot of times like this, I just get what little bits work. I'm like, okay, I know I want some light behind it. I don't know if I want a lot of light. Oh, maybe I should put, like, I just try to spot a little bit, and when it works, I kind of leave it, and I just bounce around the picture and try to work it up as a whole. It would be nice to put some light sort of behind here, but compositionally, I don't know if I like it. So I'll figure out something, but that's in the back of my mind. Maybe it's like it'll be half caught on fire or something, and I can have it. Yeah, that may work later. Gotta have it like he's thundering forward, so I want to try to do some cool stuff with the dust coming off his feet to force the perspective. I put a bunch of dust particles, and then I am putting a perspective blur on it right from his foot, so it looks like the foot is coming down and blowing dust out and around. So I'm trying to establish that. You can see the little bit of blur it adds in there, so it's kind of like things rumbling forward and moving, and that adds to the sense of motion. I'll end up doing the same thing kind of with the blast from the gun. Oh boy, just cut my stream 1 second. That's what happens when you turn off your iPad. Midstream. All right, we're back. Don't hit the off button. Oh, I gotta attach it here. There, now we're back. Wow, that was an extra long time. Just putting a little bit of green, more green in, because that's going to be one of the colors. You know, I make it to use pop, so it's not just a complete monotone background. I do kind of like to stay somewhat monotone on the background because I'm trying to draw attention to the actual model. So I tend to not go too crazy like it's actual painting. I can't tell if those are guns, right? Like by his eyes, quote unquote eyes. Try to put a little sparks in. Make the barrel orc stuff. You know, I always just imagine all those, all the stuff not working or half working. Put some in this like little furnace thing. Have it like, you know, it's heating up and sparks are coming out. Whatever this thing is. King Crimson, hey, thanks for making it. Just trying to warm up. I got a couple live streams coming up, and I haven't done it in a few days, so I was kind of out of practice. So figure gotta do it now. This is the Gorkanaut from Discord. Yes. Oh, are they? Are they? Isn't it Guardians, or did they change it? Is it Gorkanaut? I never know the names of these things anymore. Might be a guardian. Yeah, I think it. I think that's what they used to call them. I don't know at this point because it threw me off when they started naming the giants in Age of Sigmar gargants. It doesn't look like enough DACA though. Yeah, I know. I wanted to put some like explosions and stuff around, so I'm gonna try some like behind it and have some gunfire in. But we'll see how far I get. Great model. Like yeah, some really good pics of this one. Is there ever really enough DACA though? Because you have the Gorgonaut, which is yellow, the Morkanaut, which is the red, and the Gargant, which is often just grayish. See, my 40K re education is learning every day in here. Well, 5 concurrent viewers. Thanks for joining me. What is everyone else working on? Crimson, you working on anything? I want some good explosion or something behind it. I just don't know where yet. It should be behind the body because then it frames it really nice, but like I want it right around here. The only bad thing is that green light is right there. I don't want to take away from that. Yeah, you're redoing your sister squad. The sisters, man, they got some great models in there. There's always a few, and I love that they always come with the cherubs. So I love those models too. They're just those little creepy looking cherubs. I want to get a whole bunch of those. I had them white, Order of the Bloody Rose, I think, but I just made them silver to make my life easier. Yeah, I can't blame you on that. It's finally starting to warm up here. It should be like warmer next week, and one day I'm breaking out the airbrush just to undercoat some. I'm like, if I get some primes, then my odds go way up of just like, hey, I'll sit around that and take a brush out and paint a few. Hey, Elmyriad, thanks for, I think it's Elmyriad, how you pronounce that. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, half your shame pile is primed already? Oh, well, then you're halfway home. That's I I want an airbrush in the room that all my computer stuff is in, but I don't trust it. Like, I have to cover my monitors, my printer. I don't want anything on. I was almost gonna. I have a closet in here. I was gonna empty it and like make some half version where you're half in the closet with a little airbrush booth. And I mean, I don't know how much I'm really gonna. For little things, I don't think I would need too much. I could get one of those vent boxes and all that. But obviously, you don't want to sit in here and try to prime like a dozen little models. But I don't know. Oh, stop! See, and I made YouTube videos and I kept naming them wrong. So was it Hydriatus, I think. He caught a couple. He's like, no, I called one a Titan and it was obviously a Knight, and I did another one where I was misnaming them. I think I got a downvote too, and I'm pretty sure it was because I had it misnamed. I laughed. I was like, yeah, name your stuff right. Oh wait, Myriad, are these two things guns? Are these guns right on the front of his head, or are they just like big bolts? I can't tell. I think. Yeah, King Crimson. Yeah, for bigger stuff like the knights and the vehicles, I couldn't see not using an airbrush. You know what I mean? Like I'm just doing little people, but I was like, oh well, I got it for actually for terrain because I have a bunch of 3D printed terrain, and I just want to, you know what I mean, airbrush over it and some stuff. Ended up getting so busy with all the paintovers and everything that. No, they are big bowls. All right, thank you. Oh, you did I can't even tell. Whatever. This thing is incredible. The colors and everything. I've ever since you showed it to me, I've been wanting to get a good picture of it so I can um, mess with it. Like cool color choices. You didn't overdo anything. You got a little checkerboard in there. I dig that. Lights are all cool. Like good use of the green on there because it adds just that little bit where I can have it glowing on here. The teeth on the rocket. Yeah, this thing is dope. I'd paint something like this and call it a career. Like I'm done. I did minis. Looks awesome. Oh yeah, I can't imagine. Like I would want to use a house brush on this thing. Like you must have been using some big brushes to get through this bad boy. I've been planning out some. I gotta make more videos, but since I've just started this stuff, I gotta kind of figure out. I need like 5 to 10 minute videos, so I'm gonna do like some tutorials, and I might do some where I take the time lapse. I'll show you the time lapse of this one real quick. Video time lapse replay. Like I might do like a small tutorial section. So kind of use a time lapse like this, and then talk through the process after the fact. So I can just kind of record the voice over and control the time and all that kind of stuff. I've seen more and more people doing some like different Photoshop stuff and compositing and all that. So it's been pretty cool. The only thing this needs is like some little snotling dude or something working on it somewhere in the armpit, bouncing around. I was just realizing I didn't even eat yet today. the all important algorithm the last 2 nights, it spiked the time lapses on YouTube. It gave me like, 500, 600. It'll go for like an hour, and you'll see it all of a sudden like take off at like one was 9:30 and the other one was like 6 in the morning. So it spikes them, and you can see a bunch of views coming in. Oops. Oh. I was like, why can't I hear anything? Put my headphones back on, maybe. I Oh gosh, those are. I hate when one time for like literally like 10 minutes, no, 5 minutes. I was talking on my phone with my friend, and I'm looking everywhere for my phone. I'm like searching my house, and I'm like talking to him, and I'm like, man, and I didn't tell him, and then I'm like, I can't believe, I can't find my phone right now. It was like after 5 minutes, and then I finally, after I told him that, I kind of realized, hey, I'm talking on my phone. The absent-minded genius trait. I'm just trying to put in almost like speed lines. I want to emphasize that foot coming down. This thing is so huge and bulky. I want to try to give it, some sense of motion. So I'm just trying to, you're trying to trick someone's eye into seeing motion where there is none. We got some good stuff on the Discord. Actually, yes, there are some cool, good hobbyists and stuff in there. I like. A part of me wants to open it up more. Part of me just likes it real nice and small, just with a couple people in and stuff. It's kind of like the first place I bounce ideas around or feedback or whatever. I'm sure there's a happy medium somewhere. A myriad. Right? I got a good idea. little more. Yeah, and so that's the other thing too with the, I'm just now going to start really like pump working on the Patreon and like figuring it all out and stuff in there. So I know that's a part of it because I got some good things planned for it. Literally like a bunch of commissions and that kind of stuff come in. And I wasn't expecting any of this to grow or whatever. So I make sure, I don't want to take on too much stuff. I'm like, okay, focus. You got to focus on the paintovers and that. And the live streaming thing, I never wanted to live stream stuff, but the whole thing got me is I'm like, if I'm going to be sitting here and drawing, why don't I learn to put it on YouTube? You know what I mean? I got all the time lapses, I have all that stuff. So it's like, okay, well, why not? Other people are doing YouTube, and I don't know what people are into or what they like. So I'm like, all right, just, try stuff out and see what works. So far, I mean, for me, I didn't expect people to watch or, videos to get, views and stuff. So once I started, I'm like, huh, I'll keep, trying and getting better and whatever. And now I do these paintovers. I'm like, okay, well, if it's horizontal, that's good for sharing like on Twitter and normal YouTube videos. If it's more vertical, that's for the shorts and for like Instagram reels. And then part of me, like, they'll put in pictures, and I notice. So, like, what did I do? The Imperial Spears. Someone had like a small niche army that you don't hear about a bunch, and I painted it over. And but because I don't know if it was mentioned in White Dwarf or where it got mentioned, so it got brought up more, and there was more Google searches for it. And I noticed probably there wasn't too many videos of them on YouTube or whatever, so I can tell that name is kind of propped up because it's something people have been searching and there wasn't a lot of content for. So I'm kind of like, learning a lot about the whole search game and all that stuff. It's like 5 educations in one. By the time you learn how to like hook up the videos, hook up everything, and learn what makes a good video and all that. And to me, it's fun. Like people are in the in the chat, so I can ask questions because a lot of these I don't know the weapons or what they do or any of that stuff. So it's always good to catch up on everything. I'm gonna play some Necromunda this year. I really want to play. And now the sun starts shining, winter's over, so I get all like go. I gotta I don't even know what. I'll wake up and then I want to go. It's still cold though. I mean, it'll be warmer next week, so or actually even tomorrow. I think it goes up quite a bit. So I want to start getting outside some. I see pictures. Some people like more down south or wherever where it's warmer, you know, and I'll be sitting up here in the cold and I'll see them posting like on Twitter. It'll be like this beautiful day. They got their feet up. It's all warm. I'm like, oh, makes it even worse. And I like winter. I don't even mind cold and stuff. It's just that after it goes on quite a bit and, you know, the whole lockdown kind of thing where you can't go out, that adds to it. I mean, it's not too bad right now, you know, as far as lockdown where I'm at. So it's not nothing crazy. Like stores are open and all that. But oh no, Apple Pencil's getting low. I wonder if I can charge it. All right, let's see what happens here, folks. That's why I have two Apple Pencils, because one is forever missing or uncharged. So then I switch, and I don't know if this one's charged though. Let's see what we get. We need to get you a Twitch so you can catch up on 40K game. Yeah, I do have a Twitch actually. I have to stream. I'm going to start streaming a little bit more there when I fit it in, and I also have one on Facebook. I don't even know how to really use Facebook yet, but I'm at a point where I just try the stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'll stream on Facebook. I don't know how it works. I know comments will pop up right on my screen on this like tablet, so you guys would see it, um, you know, see it right in the video. And I kind of like that idea too. So, you know, part of me is like, oh, I'll just experiment and learn stuff. So I'm probably going to try, you know, some Facebook and some Twitch. I want to, um, because I want to do some other kind of things too, you know, just like little videos. And I want to try, you know, try a bunch of different things out at this point. I'm looking forward to it. I gotta be honest. I'm gonna have fun. I was thinking of, if I ever do a mini, I was thinking of doing the first, when I do my first one, like do a live stream of that, me painting it, because I am going to be laughing. I want to do those, the whatchamacallits, the enforcers, but I pulled them out of the box on the sprue, and I didn't even look at the Mechanicus ones yet because the little details and the little packs and how like the miniatures have gotten, the details gotten so much better on these. I just laugh when I look at them. I'm like, how are these people painting this tiny stuff? I'm already looking for like huge magnifying mirrors that I can put in front of me. It's definitely not the digital world where you can just go like this. I'm like, reality needs a higher resolution. Yeah, with the brush, yeah, especially after I watch some of the painters paint. You know, I've been watching it more, and obviously it takes skill. You know what I mean, and repetition handles all motor control and everything. But um, yeah, they make it look better. I'm like, okay, I can get it. And I watch some of the painters, and I can kind of tell my approach is similar to theirs. You know what I mean? So at least conceptually, I can kind of think through, hey, how am I going to paint this? So I've almost been like visualizing painting minis, even though I haven't been painting any. My endless amount of layers. Miriam, what kind of minis have you painted? Oh, I painted like 4 of them about 30 years ago. So yeah, there you go. So just a little bit of time off. I dry or King Crimson. I dry brush a lot on my models and components for lack of being. Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I'd be doing a lot. I think dry brushing and stuff. I just want to try stuff, and it's almost going to be the same. It's like I want to get it done. I'm not worried about you have some great masterpiece or any of that stuff. I'm like get something done and get it on the battlefield. And when I was younger, if I wanted to paint something or even like drawing, I would be okay. You got to make this perfect and take the time. And that was so foolish. Like now, it's like okay, bang something out and move on. Rather 100 thin layers than one thick one. No, I didn't paint any recently. No, I pulled the sprue. I pulled the sprues of the enforcers out, and I literally bust out laughing, and I just put them right back in after I looked at them all like that. It was a couple months ago. I'm like, maybe I'll do it now, and I pulled them out, looked at them, laughed, and just put them back. I was like, no, not right now. Someone like bad posture paint, I'll watch him paint and I'm like, oh, okay, come on, this looks, he's all fearless and just goes through it and does a bunch and he'll come around to it. No, I will. I got all the stuff and all that and mostly I want to play. You know what I mean? I'm just like it's been so long and I always like the games. And plus, you get I'm like brainwashing myself with models and miniatures. I stare at everyone, so it's like impossible not to want stuff. It's all like how many hours a day I spend staring at models is ridiculous, and then you can't help but to be like, "Oh, that would be cool. I want all that." Especially, I see someone like Lee's got like 80 Titans. That's insanity. It's so cool. It's inspiring. It's like he's doing 80 Titans. I'm like, I can get a mini done. I can get one done. And I got a live stream tomorrow, and then I have a live stream with Lee on Wednesday. A lot of fun talking to the UK folks because we were just I don't know how old Lee is. He's got to be closer to me, but it was just the experiences of growing up, and I'd hear them. Oh, we would just walk to the store or whatever. I'm like, oh, I get all jealous because our stores were you didn't have any really back then, especially not like dedicated GW stores. I struggled a bit to get back into painting about 2 years ago. Okay, so that's you. That's when you got back into it. I bought some new orcs that got yes. I don't know if you bought the AOS orcs or the 40K orcs. I'll assume 40K, but it probably about that time I started seeing, if I'm remembering correctly, those whatchamacallit orcs from AOS, and I absolutely loved them. And I kept getting more and more curious. I was like, oh, what about those? And I kept looking at them, and then I, saw the new models, and I saw Necromunda coming out and all that, and it kind of all sucked me back in. So the goal of doing a full 1,000 marine chapter. That's why I did especially starting out Necromunda. A, I liked the game a lot, and B, I'm like, okay, low model count. it'll take me years, but I'm hopeful that I can get through someday. Full custom chapter. I know. That's always like a dream too, like a custom chapter. I always, just like the creativity of, oh, I can do this and do that. Oh yeah, Myriad. Those big guys are just being turned into an orc for sure. I think a lot of people dig that about the Necromunda stuff. It seems like it's great conversion material because it fits with a lot of things, and yet it's not like typical. You don't see it often. I even think that the Blood Bowl stuff I've been seeing, it keeps making me want to. I want to make a Necromunda gang out of the Blood Bowl units. The halflings, like I think that'd be an incredible gang. The halflings and the other one is the like they're looking. I know they're not Bretonians anymore, but they kind of look like it, with the feathers and stuff. Oh yeah, the Blood Bolt orcs in the melee. I like adding laser fire, but it drives me crazy because compositionally it feels like really hard. And I like this crisscross, but with both of them, I think it's too much. Even though I love the ones flying past the body. Yeah, I was going to have a couple hitting on it. I was debating where and when. The undo. Nothing a quick 40 undos can't undo. I was just checking Twitter. Like now I have all these Instagrams, Twitters, whatever, YouTube comments, Patreon, Facebook. It's like I don't know how many hours a day is just spent, replying and posting, and that's a lot of what I'm trying to streamline. It's like, okay, have these ready, post here, use these keywords, blah blah blah. I don't want that either. This is one of those points where a lot of times it's like, okay, when I get to this point, sometimes I just need to pause and then let my mind, stew on it a little bit. And I'm like, okay, yeah, put something a little bit there and then you're good type deal. Oh, just when I say that, the DOG walks in. I know he has some ideas of what I should be doing. So if you start hearing soft whining, it's not me. That's the price of celebrity. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I will take it. It is a bit overwhelming. Like I'm staying with it because I know the important things. I'm like, okay, just do the paint overs. I focus on putting the energy the right way, and so now it's kind of keep streamlining it. I have fun doing it, so it's the thing that keeps me energized with it. So it's not like, oh God, I gotta do it. I I did a few keyword changes and stuff just to my YouTube videos, right? And I was like, well, I listened to some YouTube videos kind of about the best practices for your YouTubes and that. And so I did some changes, and then kind of right away, it saw results. I could see stuff getting boosted and more, likes and replies. And I was like, oh, wow. So I guess the kind of immediate return of a lot of that stuff, gets me motivated to do more. And then this, like, I had a million other things I should be doing, but this was such a cool model. I'm like, I gotta go mess with it. And I hadn't been live streaming, so I'm like, all right, live stream some. Okay, puppy, in a second. Relax, breathe. All right, I think I'm going to call it good for here right now. I'll probably end up touching this one up a little. I will hit, let's watch the time lapse replay. I like watching the replay sometimes because it lets me know I got something done. And please, please, please hit the like button on this. I need all the little likes I can get. And they help. Okay, puppy, 1 minute. That's the other thing. It's going to be, I want to take them for a walk today, but it's just too cold. I'm not feeling it. Tomorrow's supposed to be a lot warmer. Actually, the rest of the week. So I'm going to be able to get out some and take them out for a while. I'm going to let this run. I'll be right back in a minute. I'm literally just going to go tend to the dog. There, made it back. I liked the video as soon as I connected. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to call this one. Oh, so cool. I'm going to end up adding more stuff. I can tell, there's just a few little touch-ups and stuff I want to add to it, but I really like this one. I think I got the depth good. These got that they have such a big belly on these that it's fun to play with because you put that light on it and it right away gives it some depth. Yeah, this thing's pretty cool. I'm always, I have to look, I look at my work and I'm always like skeptical for once. Is it? I don't know. Hey, and then there'll be things I like and all that. So that's one of the things I've been enjoying my work more and more as I do these. Usually I'm kind of ambivalent towards my work. It's like, it's all right. My thing is like, it doesn't suck. No, I like this one. Yeah, the green lights kind of make it for me in a way. It's just that little bit of different color that kind of makes it work. I always I want to try. I should look at some more of the artwork and stuff too because I want to do some more like a bluish laser, but they always just look so off to me. You know what I mean? I don't associate. I should look at more like the Necron stuff. You know what I mean, for like green lasers and stuff like that because I want to start pulling more of that in. I didn't really blur any of this mech yet. I'll end up blurring a couple sections, but he doesn't need much of it. The saw blade already kind of looks a little blurred and stuff, so we'll be in the Discord all day if you want to chat. Yeah, great work. And yeah, I'll be in there shortly. I'm gonna end this one. I got so much. Like, thankfully the taxes are all done. I want to redo kind of like my studio space. Like right now it's all cluttered. I still got papers everywhere from taxes and everything. So this is, and plus it's kind of like spring cleaning time. So I want to do like a good clean around the house and all that kind of stuff. And then plus I have a bunch of commissions and everything to do. So I just got all kinds of stuff going on. But that is a good quote unquote problem to have. I will not complain. Especially like, I can't believe, it was all during the plague and everything. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm just so thankful that, like, people, watched or participated, to get commissions, all that good stuff. Let me see. Do I have anything else in here? I got to get a bunch of these printed. I have to run some prints for myself. This one ended up so cool. I can't believe he just piled a bunch of bodies. He just literally put a bunch of Marines in a pile and stood one on another. Like, what a brilliant idea. It was, what cracked me up is it totally works. I mean, I don't, it's probably not a good idea to be your own faction's chaplain. Like, I imagine him, it's like all these guys standing back up after, like, he healed them all. It's like, just put them in a pile. Just put them all in a pile. I'll fix them right up. Just bulldoze all his bodies into a pile, and then he healed them all. I got this. I had a lot of fun with this one too. All right. Speaking of which, how's Tooth's looking? Oh, yeah. I'm pretty much. Let me see. Let me see. Which one is the finished one? I am all done with it. Here, he's got the eyes. That is the finished bad boy on this one. I love the banner on this guy. I want to put some nice light in so it looks like it's all on fire and it's casting it from the side. I got his rockets to pop on his gun more. This one's cool. That was a good composition of the models. I really liked it. It should be. I think I dropped it to you someplace first. I should. I have to. Yeah, you should have either a link to the high res. I can't be sure. I'll get you a link to the high res of this, and then there's a couple I got to up res even bigger because they're going to have printed bigger. But I'll get you yours. That's the other thing I'm going to work on today and tomorrow. I got to get some of that stuff done. I have to pass along. I gave them all the finished ones, but I got to up res them one more time so they're huge, and then pass those along. You're welcome, King Crimson, and thanks, man. This was a cool one. I appreciate you commissioning me for it. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm gonna have so many. I gotta get more. I have a stack of probably, like, I don't even want to know. I bought the printer, right, and the ink refills are $700 to get. I don't know. There's like 12 cartridges and they're $50 a piece. But like, and I literally, well, so half the cartridge when you put them in, probably more than half of the cartridge just fills the lines. So out of the first cartridges, you don't get you don't get to print with all of it because it has to fill the lines. And then I printed a bunch of them, And I was already through, like in a couple months' time, I was already through $700 worth of ink. So I had to buy another pack of those and put them in. So I'm like, okay, because it probably, to run a decent size print, it probably costs me, just cost on just ink and paper, probably like 20 bucks, maybe a little more. And that's like no profit, no anything. So I'm like, okay, be more careful. Because I was like printing them, and I print them. If someone commissions me, I don't want to. Uh, I want to print them first because sometimes they come out a little darker, a little lighter. And if you just run a test print, that's 20 bucks. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful with that because that's all right out of a commission. That's like almost a quarter. If I charge 80 bucks for one and I run a test print, that's like a quarter of it gone right there. So, a lot of them I'll keep, and then I've gotten better at predicting. A lot of them I know it's basically just like a 3% brightness difference. I do 3%, and then they'll print good. So I at least got that down because I was blowing hundreds of dollars on test prints. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, Almeria, and great model. So I will see you guys soon. I'm going to end it for now, and I'll probably see you in Discord and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube and everywhere else I am these days. Thanks a lot.